Thank you to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video.
So the first thing I try to do is to just roll it into itself like this. And man, that does not work because take a look at this.
No, it worked.
Not a good idea.
Just roll. You know Guga don't beat his kid. Every Asian parent who hit their kid, they all know how to roll newspaper super tight. Hiya, Guga. Just beat your kid a bit.
Chef Brian Tsao here, not your typical chef, and today I'm going to be reacting to Uncle Roger review Naruto Ramen Guga Foods. Before I go on with today's episode, I do want to give a shout out to my newest sous chef level patron, Jeremy. Thank you so much for your support. You guys, along with all the patrons, really do make a difference on this channel. Thank you very much. And finally, I want to give a shout out to Nigel Ung, aka Uncle Roger, the man himself. I finally got to meet him in person while he was in town to do his stand-up show, which, by the way, if you're able to, definitely catch it because it was hilarious. Nigel brought me backstage. We got to hang out for a few minutes. He got to try some Mission sandwiches, and great guy, man. Now, some of you are suspecting a collab is coming. There is no collab coming. It was just a meeting for the first time in person. I really have to thank him for my channel as a whole, because without him, I really wouldn't be here today. Even though I've expanded the content outside of reacting to Uncle Roger videos, if it wasn't for Nigel, again, I wouldn't be here. So thanks again, man. I appreciate you and hope to see you again when you're back in town.
This is my boy Naruto, my family's favorite anime. And this boy can eat. He just loves ramen, and his favorite one is this one. Tonkotsu Miso Shasu Ramen.
Hiya, pronounced wrong again. It's tonkotsu, not tonkatsu. Tonkatsu means something else.
That's true.
This
yeah,
is my boy Naruto,
true.
my family's favorite anime.
Also, Naruto, your favorite anime? That a bit basic. That like saying your favorite band is Coldplay, or your favorite chef is Jamie Oliver.
Oh,
Straight from Ichiraku's ramen
fired.
shop. And today I'm going to be showing you my take on Naruto's favorite ramen.
Ooh. I don't know if he didn't just put in enough broth to cover up the noodle, because typically the noodle is submerged when you have it served to you at a restaurant. But for the beauty shots on a camera, typically you won't fill the bowl all the way to cover the noodle, because then you can't see the noodle. Just an FYI, nothing wrong with that for beauty shots for video purposes, but if you pay attention, you go to any ramen place, the broth is always covering the noodle, or pretty much always covering the noodle.
First thing we gotta do is shasu, aka...
No. Hiya, not char siu. Char siu is Chinese barbecue pork. It's the thing Uncle Roger say is halal in my food truck video. Is smoky barbecue pork halal? Yes. What you want in Naruto ramen? It's char siu. Char siu is Japanese-based pork belly. Guga, don't call things by wrong name. Auntie Helen called me by wrong name once, and that's how I know she's cheating.
The first thing we need to do is to marinate. So I started with a little bit of
marinade, correct?
Followed by sesame oil. Then I added mirin, dark soy sauce, brown sugar, and white pepper. Now there's left to do is to mix it well.
I always say white pepper is like the unsung hero of East Asian cookery. If you use it right, it sits in the background and it's very nice. I love white pepper.
A bit weird, but okay.
And to marinate it, what I like to do is to put it in a vacuum bag. This will ensure that the entire surface of the meat is fully covered with the marinade.
Wait, no. You marinate it after you cook. Hiya, who marinate before cooking? You got it wrong way round, Guga. That like bringing women to bedroom and then buying them dinner.
Then we let it marinate for at least 12 hours. Or better yet,
okay, 12 hours, okay.
What Uncle Roger is referring to is, yes, you cook it, you roll it, and then you marinate it. Guga is doing what I feel is much more common protein preparation in the West. Not to say you don't do this in the East either, or in Asian cookery, but he's gonna marinate it, then roll it, then cook it, which is still gonna give you amazing results.
This is what it looks like. The dark coloration is a sign that the marinade
and knowing
did its
Guga, he's either gonna sous vide it. Well, this is the Guga channel, so he's probably gonna smoke it maybe, which, I'm not sure is authentic, but it's Guga, and I wouldn't be surprised. Like most people, sleep is important to me. No, it's more than just important, it is vital. And that's why I want to say thank you to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. Helix Sleep makes mattresses and bedding that's customized to fit your needs and conveniently delivered to your door. Everybody's different, and Helix knows this. That's why they have the sleep quiz, so that they can match your unique body type and sleep preference to make the perfect mattress for you. There's something for everybody, and even if you sleep with a partner, you can take the sleep quiz together and find the perfect compromise for the both of you. Based on my wife and I's results, Helix matched us with the Dawn Luxe mattress. Now, I personally am a back sleeper. I like a little bit more of a softer feel, whereas my wife is a side sleeper who likes a bit of a firm feel, and this mattress, I gotta tell you, I haven't slept this good in quite some time. So we've had the Helix mattress for a couple of months now, and my wife and I both agree, whom I should mention, we've been together for almost 10 years. We both agree this is the most comfortable mattress we've ever had, and keep in mind, we don't skimp on our bedding. We don't skimp on our mattresses. The firmness is perfect for the both of us despite having different preferences, and our backs feel super supported. We wake up revitalized, energized. I'm really glad we made the switch. With your Helix sleep mattress, you get a 100-night sleep trial, also a 10-year warranty, plus they have financing options and flexible payment plans. And the best part about all of this, Helix delivers your mattress straight to your door for free within the US. It comes rolled up in a box and is super easy to set up yourself. I love my Helix, and I think you'll too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix. Click on the link below or visit helixsleep.com/chefbrian for up to $200 off of your Helix sleep mattress, and not one, but 2 free pillows. Again, that's helixsleep.com/chefbrian for up to $200 off of your Helix sleep mattress and 2 free pillows.
Ooh, it go from white to black, opposite of Michael Jackson.
Now the next thing we need to do is to go ahead and roll this up so that we can cook it. And as you can
Correct,
see,
roll it up, correct.
so the first thing I try to do is to just roll it into itself like this. And man, that does not work, because take a look at this.
No, it worked.
Not a good idea.
Just
The best
roll.
way to do is to go ahead and split it open a little bit more.
No,
This
it's
will
tough.
give me more
It's a
space.
bit short.
No need to split it open. It working, you roll just fine. Why give yourself extra work? Why slice shit up?
And man, that does not work, because take a look at this. It's just not a good idea.
I think Guga did that because it didn't roll into itself, but I do agree with Uncle Roger here. You could have just, kind of folded it over, tuck it just I think what Guga wanted to do was like to tie it like that with a layer inside, which visually would be very nice, but it's okay if it's just like barely kissing the other edge of the pork. That slab is very thick, and in order to roll it, you need it to be either wider or or a little thinner. What Guga's doing here too also works too. He's gonna thin it out so that he actually can roll it, and I think Uncle Roger will be surprised how nice the result will be after it's done.
You know Guga don't beat his kid. Every Asian parent who hit their kid, they all know how to roll newspaper super tight. Hiya, Guga. Just beat your kid a bit. Beat your kid, and then you learn how to roll shit properly.
The only thing left to do now is
Wasting time.
because once I was done, take a look at this.
Yeah,
Now
I
that
do
is what
agree.
I'm talking
It's gonna
about.
give you a nicer looking product.
That's what they call bondage. Bondage is Uncle Roger's favorite genre on the hub because it reminds me of making ramen. Sorry, children.
This not only for a great presentation, but it will also cook evenly.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why you tie up protein. Number one, to hold it together, but for something like a pork belly, when you're rolling it up together, yes, it is to hold it together. But another primary reason is that you kind of even it out. Obviously, some parts are a little thicker than others, but by tying it up, you're kind of, again, you're evening it out so that it'll cook more consistently. From one end to the other.
Throw it into my smoker.
Knew it. He was going to put in his smoker, and I knew it. Uncle Roger was not going to like
Ramen,
this.
the pork belly just looked braised, not smoked. But I guess this is Guga.
Yeah.
Judging from his previous video, Uncle Roger review,
That's his
he
style, man. It
loved
wouldn't be a
playing
Guga
with
video
fire.
if he didn't smoke it or grill it or something.
Also gonna give a wonderful smoky flavor. And if you don't have a smoker, you should definitely get one. But it is
Who have space to have smoker in house? Guga, not everybody rich like you have big house. Uncle Roger house, I can barely afford stove. Who can afford special smoker?
Smokers
Because once you
are
hit an
very
internal
big. Your neighbors may not like you if you live in a tight space, even if you have a backyard. I'm fortunate enough to have a backyard, and I do have a smoker, specifically a Traeger grill. A shout out to Traeger. But man, are they fucking awesome. I use it all the time.
This is what it looks like.
Beautiful.
Fuyo!
Yeah,
Color
fuyo
nice,
that,
color
bitch.
nice.
That's
A
right.
little bit of char on the top. So for that, I just grabbed my torch and went to... This is quick work. It literally takes...
That a lot of fire. Hiya, Guga. Naruto ramen again, it just looked braised. Stick to the correct anime. This Naruto, not Last Airbender.
I disagree. You know, if you are going to make a dish, and it doesn't always work out, but if you try to make something super authentic, you're opening yourself up to a lot of criticism. But at the end of the day, the only person that this should matter to is you and the customer. And if the customer reacts poorly to your version of a dish, your version of a traditional dish, then obviously, like, you know, you may have to retweak it or take it off the menu. If someone's going to do it for content, especially someone like Guga, he's employing what he knows best, and more power to him. Someone like Jamie Oliver, shit, did I just mix those two up? Someone like Jamie Oliver, who is saying, you know, telling you how to make a fried rice or a curry, he's not really saying it's Jamie style. He's tends to do that more now because I think so many people have called him out. You know, I think he has said in some videos where this is authentic, traditional, whatever, and it really isn't. But I know Guga is going to knock that pork belly out of the park, and this is where putting your own twist pays off, in my opinion.
Now, before slicing the pork belly, you want to let it rest for a little bit.
1000%.
If you don't, the juices is just going to completely run out. So after you rested about 1 hour, it was
1 hour not enough. Put in fridge better.
And as I did,
I do agree with that. If you put it into the fridge overnight and then slice it the next day, it'll slice much better. But, you know, 1 hour is enough, in my opinion, for a protein that size. That's totally fine.
It looked nice. Look how juicy it is. The juices still squirting out.
He opened it up. He fanned it open and then rolled it up. But look at how beautiful. That is what Guga is going for. That really nice twist in the roll-up of the pork, and he wouldn't have gotten that if he didn't roll it up. So I think that was a good call at the end of the day.
I could not be happier.
It looked nice. Look how juicy it is. The juices still squirting out.
Fuyo, indeed.
This char siu juicier than Nephew Nigel Instagram.
I mean, Uncle Roger and Guga, probably my two favorite food channels right now. What more can you ask for?
The broth. This one is where all the flavor comes from. And remember this, it's not a race, but it is a marathon. Naruto's favorite ramen.
A marathon is race.
Pork bones. But since I did not have any and it was hard to find, I went to the next best thing, which is ribs.
No. Nobody use rib for ramen broth.
For ramen? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Now, this next ingredient is not traditional whatsoever.
What?
It's added to my ramen because I love it, and so does everyone else in my family. And as you can see, it is beef bone marrow.
No, beef bone.
Yeah, so tonkotsu ramen is made with pork. There's no beef in it. You know, and this is where Uncle Roger's really going to shit on him. He's making the Naruto ramen. It basically looks like a traditional tonkotsu ramen. And yes, there are some tradition you want to stick to. And again, this is where Guga is putting his own twist into things. Do I think it's going to be a bad product? Even the things that I react to, give a poor reaction to, I will admit at the end of the day, I'll still eat that. Doesn't mean it's traditional, and you know, it doesn't mean it's the best version of what it can be. I'm curious to see what Guga is going to end up with. You know, he mentioned that he wasn't able to get pork bones, so he used ribs. While I think, you know, to use ribs for a tonkotsu broth is kind of a waste, I know it'll get the job done. Should have just gone to the Asian supermarket. That shit's like pennies on the dollar.
I know you love bone marrow, but you can't just throw shit you love into ramen broth. Otherwise, Uncle Roger ramen broth gonna be made out of rice cooker and Nigella Lawson.
It has an amazing flavor, and hopefully it's gonna take my ramen to a whole new level. The next ingredient I'm gonna be adding is this one. Now I know.
Okay, chicken feet, correct.
Chicken feet is correct.
And I agree,
broth,
because I mean, who loves chicken feet?
So many Asian people love chicken feet. That's my only food fetish. Sometimes I wish chicken can start OnlyFans. Oh, but chicken feet in ramen broth, that good.
Chicken feet has lots of flavor, a lot of umami, but also a lot of gelatin, which adds to the texture of the broth.
To a large stock pot, throw in a good amount of water and took it outside, because this is gonna take a while.
Yep.
As you can see, a lot of scum is gonna come up.
He removing the scum.
Yep.
Good.
You can skim it little by little, and that's okay.
Nice work, Guga. Nice work.
Oh, first batch of water.
Oh, and he removing the plant blanching liquid.
Good. I was just about to say, I was like, oh no, is he gonna only skim off and then just use that water? But he is removing the scum so it doesn't end up in his final product. And he's also dumping out the first water because he blanched it. He started cold, or what I'm assuming is started cold. You know, pushes out all the blood, all the gunk, cleans it up, and then you dump that out, put in fresh water, and that's when your broth starts.
That's how you get nice clean broth.
Yes.
Nephew Nick forgot to do this.
Yeah.
That's why his broth as dirty as his brain.
After about 4 hours, the next thing to do is to add a bunch of other ingredients. And here's what I chose for this broth. We got ginger, garlic.
Yes, aromatic can go in. But make sure you only add aromatic near the end of boiling. Maybe the last hour or so.
Yeah,
Otherwise, the flavor not good.
So after adding it all up, I just make sure
Mushroom have umami flavor.
it's time to leave it alone.
I don't necessarily
Once that time was
agree
up,
with
I
that.
went ahead and added.
You don't have to put that at the end. I'm actually fine with it going in at the beginning, I think. None of those aromatics or flavorings are going to end up in your final product. Those are all going to get skimmed out. If you were going to serve it like, you know, all those carrots and stuff, yes, I totally would put it at the end so you don't overcook it and then it becomes mushy, but then that wouldn't be a, you know, authentic ramen, a tonkatsu ramen anyway.
He making dashi. Good.
A dry seaweed.
Kombu correct for dashi.
Let that simmer for about 5 minutes.
Kombu and bonito flake. Good.
Yeah.
Dashi. Good.
Yeah.
Because once you are done, you are rewarded with this. I'm telling you, friends, it's incredible.
Hiya, soup color a bit too dark. At this stage, tonkotsu broth supposed to be white and creamy. Look at my good friend Way of Ramen channel. That's how tonkotsu broth supposed to look. I think Guga didn't boil it hard enough. The fat didn't emulsify. Hiya.
It is still not 100% done yet because we need to add 2 more special ingredients.
Miso.
Miso. And as you can see, I chose the red and white.
Okay, miso ramen and tonkatsu ramen are 2 different things, by the way.
Both gives a wonderful flavor. Just make sure that once...
No, you don't just add miso into your broth. You should make miso
Not to say that's not to say it won't make it delicious. It'll taste fine, but as far as traditionally how you're doing it, you can see on the screen tare, that is the broth seasoning, and you know, you won't be manipulating the miso or beating up the miso so much by putting it in at this stage of the game either.
You can't just drop miso into boiling water because the heat killed the miso flavor.
It manipulates it. I wouldn't say it kills it, but it definitely changes it.
You're wasting miso. Miso very expensive. Don't boil it.
And the very first one we're gonna make is eggs.
Egg.
These are super easy.
Let's see.
And soft boil. To get those,
Soft boil good.
boil my eggs for a total of 6 minutes. Once the time is up, I immediately
6 minutes a bit fast, but it okay.
I would say 6 minutes is fine. Typically, my boiled eggs, I'll do it for 9 minutes, shut off the heat, let it steep. But for soft boiled eggs, 6 minutes, and then shocking it, yeah, I would say that's pretty good. And shocking it in ice water will stop the cooking process, because even if you only did 6 minutes and took it out and left it at room temperature, it'll continue to cook, and it'll probably cook to a well done boiled egg. So you do want to shock it to stop the cooking process. Very important step.
threw in a little bit of soy sauce, followed by Miriam, sesame oil, a good amount of brown sugar, and finished it off with water. Mix it well, because once you have done so, the only
Water to dilute it a little. Pure soy sauce will be a bit salty. So yeah, that works.
do is to add it to the eggs.
Marinade look a bit too dark. You want same color as Obama, not Wesley Snipes.
Keep in mind that the longer you keep them in there, the stronger the flavor of the marinade will penetrate. For me at least.
Don't use the word penetrate when describing cooking. It's very sexual, this word. Don't say penetrate, just say marinate. Just say marinate.
3 hours in the refrigerator is...
Hiya, he forget paper towel.
Yeah, paper towel to completely submerge it so you don't have any like lighter spots on your egg, because the egg will float.
And these eggs...
See?
It is
Anything.
too dark.
See?
Yes.
No paper towel. The marinade can't penetrate the top part. It look like it got bow spot.
Next topping, we gotta make nemna, aka
Menma.
bamboo shoot.
Nice.
Here, this is what it looks like.
Hiya, don't get it from tin.
Able to find was this one here on my Asian supermarket.
But I guess Myanmar, very hard to get outside
Yeah,
Japan.
I would agree
so
with
that.
that.
Okay.
Also, you can get really good quality menma pre-made already. You know, the Japanese have an amazing line of pre-made food products. You'd probably be surprised how many of your favorite Japanese restaurants use a lot of these pre-made products. You know, the key stuff they'll still make in-house, but stuff like these pickle bamboo shoots and stuff like that, seaweed salads, all that type of stuff very often is pre-made. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
This one one might be the most popular of them all. I'm talking Naruto Maki.
Fish cake.
That you can make Naruto's favorite ramen without this. It is fish cake, and I think I understand why Naruto likes this very much. Check out the ingredients. Do you see what I see? Monosodium gluten, aka MSG, the king of flavor.
It got MSG inside for you. Uncle Roger didn't know Naruto Maki got MSG. By the way, many niece and nephew telling Uncle Roger, MSG make them thirsty. And Uncle Roger say, don't be pussy. If thirsty, just drink water. Good food worth getting thirsty for. Stop thirsting over woman. Thirst over MSG. It's more satisfying in your life. MSG don't leave you.
The last one, and maybe the most important one of them all, is the noodles. I've chose these.
Please be ramen noodles and not soba or egg noodle or some other bullshit. Please, Guga. Don't let me down, Guga.
That's the best ramen noodle you ever
Okay, so it does say ramen noodles.
Why your standard so low, Guga? It's just regular dry ramen you get at any Japanese shop. Have you never had fresh ramen in your life before?
It is pretty simple. There's no secret to it. But now,
That ramen too thin also. For this type of miso ramen, you want to use thicker noodle.
it is enough talking, and it is time to plate and eat. So let's do it.
Good.
All right, I do agree those noodles are a little thin, although I wouldn't mind it personally. And also, if you have access to fresh ramen, which, you know, in most big cities you probably will have access to a really nice Asian supermarket, even better, a Japanese supermarket. But if you don't, okay, I totally get it. You know, you went with the dry stuff, sure. Beautiful, beautiful, very nice.
Plating look nice.
Yeah.
But he forgot one important element for ramen.
Tate.
Where the aroma oil?
Aroma oil, yeah. Very important part indeed. I agree with that. You know, whether it's like a roasted onion oil or garlic oil, just some kind of essence, some kind of, you know, a very fragrant oil is a very important part of ramen. Nice, man. Beautiful.
All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful ramen today, Angel. No steak today.
I love how he always looks so happy.
Bro, this is Naruto's ramen, bro.
That's right.
From the Ichiraku ramen shop.
You're absolutely correct. Try to make it as authentic.
Stop talking. Eat now. The seaweed soggy already. You see?
How does it taste? Let's see.
Oh, that's like
Come on now.
that's like chickeny pork.
That is fire, everybody. That's all I can say.
So again, another example of like, it doesn't have to be authentic to make it good. You can have good, authentic stuff. You can also have very terribly executed, terrible tasting authentic stuff. And the same for vice versa. You can have something outstanding that is not necessarily authentic. And technically this isn't authentic, but from all the steps and the execution I saw, though not being traditional, it looks fantastic. And I know for a fact it's going to be delicious. And it has, even though he's replicating or creating his version of something that's very popular on a television show, in an anime specifically, Guga really put in a lot of his character and execute and pulled it off. And that's what makes me respect and appreciate Guga so much, and why I love his content so much.
Uncle Roger still don't know what it tastes like. So weird to see Guga not eating steak.
For Uncle Roger, it's this is Nigel Ung playing a character, a comedic character. He's purposely amping up the insults and the shit talking a bit. But one thing that makes me respect what Nigel Ung does and this Uncle Roger character, because initially I wasn't a fan. I thought he was playing into Asian stereotypes and all that stuff, but when I really paid attention to the context of what he's saying, he speaks a lot of truth. He's basically using the stereotype that was used for so long towards people like myself of Asian descent, turning it around and basically calling out the bullshit for poor Asian cookery, and telling you what's being done wrong, incorrectly, and making you laugh at the same time. And then there's guys like me that add to the conversation a little and tell you a bit more about the why. But there's been many instances where Uncle Roger has surprised me as well, with his knowledge of cookery and technique and all that stuff.
Overall, not bad. The
Yeah,
ramen
I
look
agree.
exactly like Naruto ramen.
Yep.
Just next time, make your miso tare separately. And remember to make aroma oil. Hiya.
Yeah. Uncle Roger, you still haven't reacted to my fried rice video. Please do, because I need that Uncle Brian title. Please. Hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And if you enjoy this content, please consider becoming a patron by visiting the link in the description below. Patrons get to take advantage of some awesome perks like early access to new episodes, but more importantly, patron exclusive content. And always remember, embrace your mistakes because it can only make you stronger. I am Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon.